Coming up,
takes a lot of balance, a lot of strength. We're hinging from the hips and coming right back forward.
Morgan shows us more ways to stay strong using a suspension trainer. Then, join us for some escape room shenanigans and find out how you can participate in one from anywhere in the world. Keep your kids safe and healthy with pool safety tips and fun ways to keep them moving. To be organic or not to be organic is not a question at this restaurant that only uses organic produce to serve up healthy meals that taste great. All of that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and this is actually a puzzle that I'm trying to solve to get into the next room at Lockbox Escape Room. And it's a lot harder than it looks, but we'll figure it out. So while I do this, you watch this. I'm at My Organic Corner in Weston to show you once again that eating healthy can taste good too. But I have a confession to make. This is in my hometown, and I've been here before, but I had to share it with you. So let's go meet Jaime and Meg.
We've been here for almost 10 years, and we're proud to say that we serve an organic menu. Health issues are one of the biggest issues in this country, and providing healthy food, it was an option, it was a channel for people to kind of think about how you eat, what you choose. And I think this is a great avenue for people that are not necessarily vegan, but people that want to eat healthy. Vegan is one of the best options for you to cure yourself. Your body responds well when you eat healthy, so that's why vegan and organic is part of our ingredients over here.
I didn't even know My Organic Corner was here that long, and I've been in Weston for like 25 years. So let's get started with the taste gamut. While I do that, what makes this special?
Yes, it's definitely not your typical burger. It's completely plant-based. It is made with lentils, beets, oat flour, spices, so it really has a very unique taste that you honestly cannot get anywhere else because we do make it here in the back.
Wow.
So everything's homemade. We have no preservatives, all vegan, all dairy-free, and all delicious.
What am I about to dig into next?
So you're about to dig into our baked falafel wrap. We have our baked chickpea falafel inside. So most falafels are actually fried. We bake ours here at My Organic Corner. It's got cucumber, we got hummus, carrots, greens, and our side salad with our Dijon. And it's awesome because it's all clean ingredients that we use here.
And why is that important for people to be eating clean?
I believe your health all stems from what you're eating. And it's interesting because so many people within the pandemic started coming here because they realized I need to start eating better ingredients. I need to start eating healthier because not only is it going to make me feel better, it's going to be good for my body. We're very big on we don't use ingredients that we can't pronounce or that we don't know. Like if you don't know how to pronounce it, you probably shouldn't be putting it in your body.
Right.
So we're really big on that and just knowing the ingredients that we're putting in our bodies.
All right, well, I mean, this is not fair. I've already tasted this a million times, but just because I love it that much, I'm going to get in on this tuna potato. Tell me about the tuna potato.
It's a whole sweet potato that we bake here in the back, and we put 2 scoops of wild-caught tuna, our vegan mayo that we make here, and a drizzle of pesto sauce.
Yeah, it's not something I would have ever thought of.
Exactly.
But it's delicious, it's tangy, and it's a great option for, like you said, people that aren't vegan, they're looking for some fish in their life or just a little bit of extra protein. Well, Megan, thank you so much for all of this. In fact, I just can't get enough of it. Eating healthy doesn't have to taste bad, and it certainly doesn't in this case. No. Something else that's great about escape rooms is that you can enjoy them with friends. In person, you can do it with as little as 2 people and as many as 10. But Lockbox Escape Room has figured out how to make this whole experience virtual, and later Charlie's going to tell you how you can do this with 1,000 of your closest friends. And I think if I just cover their eyes, yep, perfect. See you in a bit. It's a beautiful day in South Florida, which is pretty much always the case, and we're lucky enough to live here, enjoy water sports, being by the pool, and everything else that brings in summertime. But we want to make sure to be water smart in the process. So I'm joined by Vanessa of the Florida Department of Health in Broward County. Vanessa, what are you going to talk to us about today? Oh, real quick, we're socially distant. It's outside. Let's go ahead and take our masks off. And tell me, what are you here to talk to us about today?
Today I'd like to talk a little bit about water safety, drowning prevention, kind of just pinpoint a different way to look at drowning. It's actually very silent, it's quick, there's no flailing of the arms, no splashing. So we really want to just illustrate what drowning looks like to just get people prepared for that.
And what are some of the preventative measures that we can take?
For starters, supervision is key, making sure that we keep our eyes on that body of water or the children. Number two for sure is barriers, understanding that we have to delay their access to the water, not just a proper pool fence, for maybe even a door alarm, so that if you're showering or napping, you're notified if that child leaves the home unnoticed. Another thing we want you guys to keep in mind is swimming lessons. Starting a child swimming lessons as early as 6 months is huge. If we wait...
Hold on a second. 6 months?
Absolutely, absolutely. Some aquatic centers are even taking the child as early as 3 months.
Wow.
We believe the earlier the better. There's less fear, less anxiety. They're going to adapt to their environment all the more quicker. It's always about respecting the water. We want everyone to get out there and swim and become swimmers. We just want people to respect and understand that there are many hazards we have to keep an eye out for.
In the state of Florida, over 50% of adults do not know how to swim. And so what we're seeing is if a parent doesn't know how to swim, they're going to raise a child that doesn't know how to swim. So what we're really trying to do is just encourage them to break that cycle, break that generation, so that we have a whole generation of swimmers. Living in South Florida all my life, there's water everywhere. Many don't really see it as a danger. They just see it as fun and enjoyable, and you need to respect it because it claims so many lives. The Drowning Prevention Program is funded by the Children's Services Council, housed out of the Department of Health. And what we do within the program is try to eradicate drownings. And we look at the current trend, the current causes of the drownings that are happening, and we create initiatives based on those trends to hopefully bring down those drowning rates and really save lives.
Now, when it comes to the Florida Department of Health in Broward County, you have a lot of resources to help people stay water smart. What are some of those resources, and how can we get access to them?
For starters, we have our website, www.watersmartbroward.org. You're going to see in that website, they're going to show you one of the biggest resources we have, and it's if you are in Broward County and you have a child from 6 months to 4 years old, they can actually sign up for that swimming lesson.
If somebody would like to get in contact or find out more about what you have to offer, how can they?
Just make sure you check our website. There's going to be a contact us portion. You can get in contact with us that way.
Great, thanks a lot.
Sure.
More puzzles to solve and exercises to perform when SoFlo Health returns. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. We're at Lockbox Escape Room, and if I'm correct here, yep, we're going back to the 1980s. Charlie, what are you doing?
Dude, I'm just trying to play some Duck Hunt, bro.
Well, I'm just trying to solve your escape room.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Do you mind telling us about Lockbox Escape Rooms?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go sit down and talk about it.
All right.
Charlie, first tell us, where are we? I feel like I'm in an 80s bedroom.
Yeah, well, this is actually our timeline experience at Lockbox Escape Room. It's one of our 4 in-person live escape games.
Okay, and what should somebody expect when they come to Lockbox Escape Rooms?
So when you come to Lockbox Escape Room, you're basically being put into a themed environment. It's kind of like a movie set, and you have to try and solve different puzzles utilizing things from around that movie set. Best way to visualize it is if you've ever seen the movie National Treasure or Da Vinci Code. It's kind of like those movies where you're finding one little thing and then using it somewhere else and it leads to a treasure. Right. Same thing, lower budget.
What would you say separates you from other escape rooms?
One thing that in particular that will set us apart is that we have gone virtual due to the pandemic. So we have 6 different online virtual experiences where we've taken our actual real-life escape rooms and put them into a virtual online experience so that you can play them from home or with anybody from anywhere at any time.
Wow, that's really cool. Now, we've talked about on SoFlo Health, the reason that we come to places like this is because it's fun and it gets your mind off of things. It's also challenging. It's good to use your brain to solve problems because every day we pretty much do mostly the same things. So when you come to an escape room, part of the fun is that you don't know what to expect and you're going to solve some interesting problems and some interesting puzzles. Do you have any advice for people that want to solve the puzzles?
Absolutely. So the best advice I can give to newbies would be search your area entirely, search the room thoroughly before you start to try and solve different things. A lot of the hiccups that people run into is they'll find something and then immediately see a lock and try to say, hey, we need to, let's focus on this and try to solve it. And they haven't even found what they actually need to solve the problem yet. So my suggestion is search and find and then try to connect.
All right, Charlie, well, thank you so much. I think I got to get to solving some problems here, but we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, Hunter.
Last week, we introduced you to some exercises that you can do right here on the TRX suspension trainer. We showed you how to do a row, and we also showed you how to do a reverse lunge using this. And if you follow along week after week, you'll actually get a whole workout out of it, thanks to Morgan Shapiro, who's joining us and showing us what to do. So Morgan, what do we have on today's agenda?
So we have another superset, 2 more of my favorite moves, very much compound moves, which we talk about a lot on the show, multiple muscles, multiple joints, get a lot more bang for your buck. So we're gonna start off with a little upper body. We're going to do a push-up, chest press. It's gonna mimic that sort of movement. So your feet are gonna be together. Now again, if your feet are closer to the tree, it's gonna be a little bit harder. If they're further apart, a little bit easier. So find what's best for you. And then we're coming down, right back up. This is also really going to work your core, so be sure not to arch the back or round the back. You want everything tight. Elbows are at a bit of a diagonal, and we are pressing right back up. Really taking your time with this one. After that, we are moving on to one of my favorites. Any guesses?
Is it gonna be, I don't know, is it squat?
It's not the squat, close. It is.
Is it a, hold on. I got nothing.
It's the deadlift. It's the deadlift,
of course,
guys.
the opposite of the squat.
We all know, if you've been watching the show for a while, I absolutely love the deadlift. But today is not just any deadlift, it's a single leg deadlift, so you have to focus here.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of balance, a lot of strength. We're hinging from the hips and coming right back forward. So you're not so much putting weight on the suspension trainer, it kind of just helps you mentally balance, gives you that center point of reference, and coming right back up. And it really helps you to keep your hips square. Since you're going forward, you have to keep everything forward.
Great.
So let's start with the chest. Hands are right below the shoulders. I'm liking it. Elbows stay tight by the side, and then right back up. TRX is all about adjusting it to your body, which is what you're doing.
Yeah, and you can use it anywhere, which is a perk. Okay.
All right, time for the deadlift.
Now, one more fun fact. This is my least favorite exercise.
And my favorite,
the
would you look
single leg,
at that?
the single leg deadlift.
The hips hinge back, the knee is slightly bent on the way down. Hunter's doing a great job at only going forward so much to where his hips stop going back, then he's not rounding his back even more forward.
Right.
And I like the TRX too because it really gives you that mind-body connection. You're not using weight, you really have to be aware, like if all of a sudden your hand slips up, you have to center it yourself. You really have to be aware of your center and bracing everything.
Yeah, and something that's always important to me is just learning how your body is supposed to move.
Right.
Because when you're in the gym and you're using weights or machines, you're kind of forced into a pattern of movement for a purpose.
Right, especially machines.
Right, but everyday life doesn't have you moving. I don't pick things up, so perfectly. There's wobbling, there's, I bend off to the side or here or there. And you want to be prepared for everyday life, not just life in the gym.
Absolutely.
Next week, we have one more superset for you that you can add to what we did last week and this week for a full-on workout. Like we said last week, the purpose here is to give you the power to be able to do whatever you like in whatever order you like, but we make it easy for you as well, if that's what you like. Parents, stick around. Some fun ways to keep your kids moving and a private academy and therapy center seeking to help your child reach their full potential after the break. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and I've made it into the next room at Lockbox Escape Room. I found this. It's an endoscope, and I think I know what it's for. If I come over here, place this in there like that, take a look. That's definitely a code, and I think I know what it goes to. So I'm gonna solve this. You watch this. Hey there, Mariano, how are you?
Great, how are you doing?
Good to see you. Now, you're part of Common Threads, but not everybody knows what that is, so can you tell us real quick?
Sure. Common Threads is a national nonprofit organization that teaches families and children all over the nation how to lead healthy lifestyles through nutrition education, healthy cooking, and physical activity.
And while school's out for summer right now, that's an extra important part to make sure the kids are still moving even while they're at home enjoying themselves during the summer.
That's absolutely correct. We want our kids moving and being active because it's so good for their bodies and also for their minds.
What are the big principles that you like to teach?
All right, when we're doing our physical activity, we tell the kids the more they move, the more they burn. And we teach them that everything that they eat has calories and we have to burn those off so that we can feel healthy and feel good about ourselves.
Well, I'm ready to get moving. Do you think we could get some workout in?
Definitely, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, so we're gonna start with some physical activity because it's super important for us to be moving around lots. Common Threads teaches their students that the more they move, the more they burn.
Okay.
So we're burning calories because the foods that we eat have lots of calories and we wanna burn those off so that we can be super healthy. So are you guys ready to move?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna start with a warm up. So let's get our arms out here. All right, we're gonna do some arm rotations forward. Ready? All right, so we got our upper body warmed up. Now we wanna go to our lower body. So let's do some high knee marches. Facing me, let's do some switch kicks. Okay, so remember, exercise, 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 because the more you move, the more you
burn.
All right, awesome, thanks a lot.
I gotta say, that was a pretty good workout.
Yeah, it was.
I do tons of workouts on this show, and that was not too different, and kids were able to follow along. It was a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The kids enjoy it, and it gets them ready to go in that kitchen and start making these delicious recipes that we have for them.
Yeah, and you're associating that it's fun, and you're giving them the real things that you need to know, especially drinking water here in South Florida. It is hot.
Sure is. You got to drink lots of water to replenish all of those fluids that we lose when we're exercising the way we do.
Yep. And if somebody would like to learn more about Common Threads or help out, how can they?
All they have to do is visit our website, commonthreads.org, and that website also has delicious recipes that are easy to follow, and number one, they're healthy.
Great. Like Mariana said earlier, it's important to have the food and the physical fitness, so the next time you see us, we'll have some of that delicious food for you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So I found plane tickets earlier that mentioned Ireland, Brazil, and Mexico. So maybe if I'm over here at this map, and if I connect them, Mexico, Brazil, Ireland, is that the Bermuda Triangle? Probably not, and I think I'm on the wrong track, but that's the point here. You keep trying until you figure it out. So I'm going to figure it out. You watch this. Distance learning is an option for most students via virtual school. However, for others, that is not an option because they need that face-to-face learning that can only be done inside of a classroom. Fortunately, Carpe Diem Academy is accommodating special needs students with just that. We're about to meet the principal, Miriam Carlota Sullivan, right now.
Carpe Diem Academy is a school for special needs children. It was established in 2005 by Lisa Gonzalez, who had a dream. And her dream was to make sure that all children that have special needs are able to be taken care of in a safe atmosphere.
How are you making it even safer? Obviously, we're here socially distanced and wearing masks. What are you doing at the Academy to accommodate for the pandemic?
The first thing we want to do is to follow all CDC guidelines. We're making sure that our faculty members have their masks. We have face-to-face therapy, and we also have telehealth therapy. So you see our students are receiving their therapies through the computer.
Now, when you see some of the video of what's happening here and how teaching is going, you're going to notice that some kids don't have masks on, and that's because it's not so easy just to tell somebody with special needs that they need to wear a mask. Talk to me about that process.
So what we've done, a lot of the parents, that's their concern. They are not able to get their children to wear their mask. Carpe Diem is not only an educational center, it's also a therapeutic center. So what we've done with those students that are not able to wear their mask, we'll put that objective into their therapies so that the therapists are teaching them how to tolerate their mask from time to time.
Well, our son, it's his second year here, and it's been amazing. Honestly, there's really no other way to say it. The therapy helps to give consistency. It helps to teach him the appropriate behaviors to use in any situation. We feel extremely comfortable with the protocols they've taken in terms of CDC guidelines. You know, you're dealing with kids that for the most part don't entirely understand what's happening around them. The guidelines here at the school have made it so that they're examples of what the appropriate behavior is for him. You know, being here, he misses that. He misses the people that give him that structure and predictability. And Carpe Diem has just given him that his extended family.
What I would like everyone to know is that we are here for all South Florida, for our students with special needs. Para nuestra gente hispana, quiero que sepan que estamos aquí para ustedes. Nosotros hablamos inglés, también hablamos español y también hablamos francés. Así que si usted tiene un niño que es un niño especial, que necesita terapias después de la escuela, por favor, llámenos. Estamos aquí para ustedes.
Yeah, there's definitely still a lot more to solve here at Lockbox Escape Room. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and we've been inside of escape rooms solving puzzles throughout this episode, and it's just nice to get out and do something fun again. And not just fun, but it also challenges your mind. The fun part about escape rooms is the challenging part. You look around, you kind of wonder what anything has to do with anything, why the number 4 is relevant. And I don't know much about it, but I do know, no matter what, it's going to be a blast. That's all for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloHealth.com or on YouTube. Search SoFlo Health. You can also follow us to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy using @SoFlo Health. And until next week, it's goodbye and good health. What does this button do?
System reset. Enter time code.
See you later. Next week on SoFlo Health, we'll show you how to make a delicious and nutritious dish featuring red lentil and shrimp. Morgan has the third and final addition to her suspension trainer circuit, and we head to South Beach for some fun in the sun. We'll see you then.